Hi everyone. Something it's a wee bit different this. So obviously I'm not tying, I've got always admit fly tying advice, but I'm not going to tie a fly in this video. But basically I'm trying to answer some questions. And to tell you what, one of the main questions I get asked is, and it's a funny way of saying it, like, but what's in my pocket was one of the questions I get asked. And basically, what do I carry when I'm going fishing, and especially the type of fishing that I'm doing. Like personally, I like to fish. I like the dry fly, obviously. Who doesn't? I don't mind. I like the wets. I like nymphs. Mainly, I'm fishing for trout and grayling. But and when someone asked me, there's 2 or 3 times I've been asked in different ways. What do I keep in my pockets? What do I take with me when I'm fishing? And I'm not one of these. I don't preach to anyone. I'm not. What I do is, like, once you see it, you'll start laughing. Like, it's very basic. I just, and I like to keep it basic, to be honest with you. Though there is many times I wish I had certain things, and I see a lot of good anglers online. Would easily put me to shame. Having a decent bit of equipment does make a difference. So what I decided to do, and I'm actually cleaning up. I'm actually going through my stuff now. A lot of people will say to me about what waistcoat was one thing do I use. I've got a lightweight version. I stopped wearing it actually, but it's not because I didn't like it. The reason I stopped wearing it was I couldn't film with the vest being on. It kept catching my camera, which I keep on my chest. So I looked for some other ways to put any excess, like leader or anything. What could I put in? I did have an Orvis bag. Just 2 seconds, I'll just get it. I meant to lift it down. I mean, it's not so much I did have an Orvis bag, I've still got my Orvis bag. The Orvis sort of basically a bum bag, if you want to call it. It's just goes round your waist. I had to tie a knot in it to stop it coming loose a wee bit. It kept coming loose. You do get a kind of strap it goes over, but again, I couldn't put the strap round because it interfered with the camera. But I did use it for a good 2 or 3 seasons, this, and it is waterproof to a point. But there was a day I was fishing really heavy rain, and some of my gear got wet, and so I started looking for another bag, a waterproof version. And so in last year I used this bag. It's the Yeti. To be honest with you, it works fine. It's certainly waterproof. This is the larger one, I think. It's a 3 litre bag. It's obviously saying the back, which helps. They do a smaller one, but really good. You've got to get your own sort of wee belt. It doesn't come with a belt. This was one I had in a pair of waders that I had, which was the one on my waders I'm wearing just now was just a wee bit light. This was a heavier version. It just happened to come with another pair I had. And then this here is, I took this off the Orvis for holding my spools. So I put it on my wee chain to hold it in the side for my extra leader. But anyway, that's what I was using. As I say, I found it was certainly waterproof. That's what the idea behind, and I can get enough in that for a day's, certainly more than a day's fishing. Everything I've got on my desk, actually quite a lot I took out of this. So as I say, it depends on what you're fishing. But I can show you what the other thing. The reason, as I say, I'm going through my sort of my pockets, as they say, is to try and tidy it up, because it is a bit of a mess after the kind of season, and my stuff does get in a mess. First thing I pulled out and jagged my finger was the remains of casts. So got a lady there with a fly hanging out, so that one there got me straight away. And what this is, that's I know it looks terrible. It's casts that I've used. Sort of wet fly, nymphs, a dry fly. I've got just bits of cardboard. Which I just cut into lengths, and then for quickness, I quickly change up if I want to go from a sort of dry fly to a nymph, but these are all tangled. So I'm going to get through this and remove all the flies because they're knackered. Not the flies, but the leaders, so no use. So, yolch. Your dry fly, obviously that's my dry fly cast here. Well, I think it is anyway. Got a Dynamite Harry on there. Just quick. That's one of my favourite nymphs and on there. But anyway, it's actually off the tippet. It's just the tippet. So the tapered leader, or remove the tapered leader. So this is basically a hang off with the nymph on it. But again, I'll take it apart. There's a cast there with the nymph and the dry, which is, again, it's a Dynamite Harry. It's the Marks Brown, so excuse me. Now, I mean, that one may be still okay, but anyway, they get a bit twisted. But to be honest with you, this is not the best system. It's rough and ready, like everything they say I do. Just stick it in a packet. And to be honest with you, it's not what they call very professional, but it gets me by, and I know I could do it better, put it that way. The other things in my bag would be, obviously I've got the tapered leaders. What you've seen on the Yeti bag, I've got spools. These are the bigger spools for tippet. These are just the Fully Mill. This is the V2 fluorocarbon. It's the £3, £4 and 5. So that'd be 5x. I'm not going into the X side, but I mean, I just name it after the pounds. So I take it that's 5, that'll be 4x and 3x. I've got finer, 6x. This is £2, which I couldn't fit on there. So when I really want to go finer, and these are just fluorocarbons. So, and I've got a heavy, I've got the £6 as well. So I've got all the range, especially for trout, obviously. Different lengths, different sizes. So that's it. Tippet I've got. Tapered leaders for the dry, obviously. I've got this wee bag here. Quite happy with the one I've got in. There's a used dry fly cast. I've just slid it in. I mainly use the 5x, which is down to £4. This one. Hopefully you can see it okay. Because with the £4 I can add on the finer tippets. That's what you want to do. These are only 9 foot, so I've got 3 or 4 still left. So I usually make sure I've got plenty of those. Got a couple of extra ones. This is a 4x. I've got a 15 foot. I don't think you can get these anymore. That's an old one. These were good for I used to use in the loch a lot. 15 pounder. You can use it in the river as well, especially when you want a bit of slack in the dry fly when you're casting into areas. It's quite hard to mend, upstream mend to slow the fly. Excuse me. These were great, but I think they still do them. Well, here's a 12 foot 5x, so I have one of them left. So you can get the 12 foot ones, which is plenty of length. For the rivers I fish, that's really okay. And I've got a 6x, which is £3. I've also got in there, I keep these wee rings. If you can see that okay. These are the reverse, the leader rings. I've got the 2mm and the 1.5. Normally I don't really use the £2. The the 2mm one, you could put an end of the fly line, which I like to do sometimes, but the 1.5 is fine. But if you're making up a leader and it's quick, you can use these. I don't use them a great deal. As I say, I just double the blood knot my tape. I make them up. Okay, what else have I got in there? I like to keep them in this plastic. Full Mill sent me this with the ones I had, so I just keep a hold of things. Flies, jeez. I'm terrible when it comes to flies tying flies for myself. I got these wee silly packets. If I've been tying, I just fling them in. So anything that lie on my desk, I fling these in. Wet flies, nymphs, whatever. Here's my main dry fly box. It's just a tub that used to be for a tape. I just fling them in, and I've got to spend a wee while looking through for the fly I'm wanting. Another question just in the back of my mind was flies, how long do they last? Well, to be honest with you, I don't really have flies that fall apart. Very rare a fly falls apart. I've got flies in here that are really, I've had for a long time. Here's one here. Hopefully you can maybe see this. I'll just hold that up and maybe focus on it. But that's a Marks Brown. The tail, nothing but a stump left on it. I'm going to try and get it in focus. No, it doesn't want to do it. But you'll see there's just a stumpy tail left. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, other than that, I'm quite happy to get it back up and going, and it'll keep catching it as well. It'll support a small nymph. So I mean, it just depends. I mean, the only time I really go through flies is when up the tree. It's like most of them go. Flies will lose if, and I'm not immune for not hooking the branches or hooking a stone or something like that. And when it comes to beads, beaded flies, geez, they come the end of the season, I've got nothing left. Practically, I've got these wee boxes, keep them thin as possible, times just so I can slip them in, because these come out my waders. These are in my waders, so are these. Got some long, these are long hackle dries. I did actually tie myself a box, because I was doing a kind of demo, and I sat down and tied a box of these long hackle dries. Just to fish. There's a Dynamite Harry in there. Just towards the end of the season, I always find beginning of the season, end of the season, winged flies work extremely well, and these are just a selection that I used. But other than that, I just get through them. It's in these wee boxes. Nothing special, as I say. The beads, these are some wets. These are the nymphs with some beads are just sitting over there, just in a pile. As I say, I get through them at this time of the year. Look out the ones that obviously there's certain ones that I like to fish are not there actually. I had none left of some of the flies, or just the odd one here. As I say, if you're fishing a beaded fly, the chances of losing them is very high, especially if you fish them off the bottom. You'll get through them. I really need to sit down and tie myself a few flies, especially if I'm going to be showing people how to fish. If I don't have them, I can't show you. Other than that, in here, there was a story behind this. I'll show you. These are falling apart. I had a box that, it was a C&F box, and there was a friend of mine been looking for one, and I'm not fussy when it comes to this, what I've got, and he did me a few favours, so I decided just to take all my flies out, and so nymphs I had, stick them in plastic bags, but the plastic bags are starting to fall apart. And I just stapled it together. I mean, there is flies in there. I need to get through them. Some old patterns. These go way back, some of these. And some really good flies too. The ones I've caught many a fish on. So anyway, I gave him my box. I gave him the box. I'm sure I may have another one somewhere. C&F. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're a good strong box, but they're quite bulky, that's the only thing. A couple of other a couple of boxes. One of my favourite dry fly boxes is the DeWitt. I think they call it DeWitt. How do they call it? This one. That was a dead light. You can see the flies quite easily through the nice and clear, and it stays clear as well. You get these ones, even this one here, been in my box. They're good enough boxes. I mean, you can open them, but they get a bit scratched and a bit scuffy and a bit blate, kind of. Whereas this one, I've had this for years, and it's still gin clear. You can see through it. They do wear a wee bit through time. Usually they wear it the bit you lift out, but I don't know anybody that does these. I'd get some more. You can see it's starting to go there a wee bit, but I mean this must be 20. I don't know when I bought these. This one, I've got a couple somewhere, another one somewhere. As I say, they're robust, they're strong. I mean, I'd wear out, especially if I was opening and shutting all the time, but it's still okay, it's still fine. Other things in my box, candle. Now what's the candle for? I use it for my fly rod to stop obviously the joints jamming. Just rub it on and then rub it off with my thumb, don't overdo it. I've got my muslin, I always use my muslin for my dry flies. Just rub your finger on it. The only problem with the cream like this, it's good for like your leaders, greasing up your leaders and such if you need to. It's good for dry, I like to use it, but when it's cold it can be quite hard to get it to work. You could have a liquid version. I did have one, but I dropped it just before the season. I lost it. I've got a degreaser. Don't know I've had this for years. It's just a Fuller's Earth, as they call it, I think. But I've had it. I don't know how long I've had that. Again, it must be 20 years old. This. Anyway, keep that for degreasing my leader if I need to. Fluorocarbons are quite good. And as long as you're careful, they'll eventually go down. So I usually wet it, make sure they're damp. What else have I got in? Oh, glasses. I need my glasses. Like these here are just reading glasses. I don't need glasses for seeing. It's just these are. Take them off. These are +2s. The magnetic. Just cheapos. You get these on eBay. I've got these on eBay. So only problem is I've got wee adjusters on the side. Obviously for big necks, wee necks, whatever you want to call it. But I've stiffened them up by putting some tape on it to stop it slipping, because they do slip. This one's starting to slip, so I need to replace the tape. But once you put them on your neck, it's quite easy to tie your fly on, put it on your neck out the way. We're going to watch it doesn't hit the camera, or like hit the mic in this case, tap away. But that's what I've got in there. Another thing, you probably hear it jingling when I'm walking. It does make a noise sometimes, annoys me. This is just an old Zinger I've had. It's a heavy duty one. It's just got a clip on the side, it clips onto my waders. Got, if I'm going to use a barbed hook, debarb, my debarbing pliers. Got my Amadou patch. It's leather. The reason I like the leather because I can turn it around the opposite way and run my leader through it to stretch it out, just to save you burning your fingers. Actually straightens the leader out for the wee curl in it. I've got nips, or snips, whatever you want to call them. Got my catch and release tool. Catch 'em release tool. I've had them for years. I would always use it at the fishery. As long as it's on that, just down away with the fish, you don't have to touch it. Times when the smaller fish, sometimes they swallow the fly and it gets in. So that sits on my waders. Always watch for it because it's quite easy sometimes to knock off. But that there, Maverick, that's a Maverick I called it. I had tape on it just because it's shiny. See how shiny that catches the light. I did have tape, it fell off. just a bit of masking tape, just to stop it shining, because you don't want this wee glitter catch the light. Anyway, if you've got any better ideas, just leave the message. The pile of flies falling out in there, and obviously if you're fishing in the UK, you've got to have your permits, depending where you're fishing. I don't have many, I've got 2 here. I've got, some of these are old, I think. I've got the Bank Angling Club, the wee cards. Gosh, I've got 2010 in here, 2011. I think they're out of date. What one's this? 2012. Got every date except the one I need. The other water I'm in, I can actually take a friend with me. So that's Lady Cut. Membership card. Gosh, look at that. Look at here. It's all gone now. That was a while ago. Jeez, I didn't realise my picture was on that. Wonder when that was. I don't think that would pass, would it? Even the ears have got bigger. But anyway, there we are. That's my permits. Keep them with you in case the bailiff comes on the water. So there, folks. I think is that everything. Got another lead. I've got my high vis. This is if you're into the Euro nymphing or you're fishing bugs. This is just the master class. It's just a coloured nylon. It's different colours. It's really good. The one from Full and Mill. I've got even my, I don't know, I must have salmon fishing the Cigar. I do like using tapered leaders for the salmon as well, but I use it first for Tippet. It's really strong. There you are, folks. That's it. From the bag, from the Yeti bag, as they call it. It's quite, as I say, if you're into having a bag, through here, shows you how airtight it is. I'm sure I've got, mainly I'm set up to suit the camera being on my chest, so that's why it can change, you see. So anyway there, folks, that's what's in my pockets. I do carry my bag and my other bits in the boot sometimes with the rods, but you know my favourite rod, the rod I use is the Cadence. My 9-foot 4-weight is the one I take mostly. I like the 10. There's a 10-foot 3-weight. It's a bugging, but it's very good for some wets. It's really great fun to fish with. Other than that, that's it. I'm going to try and tidy up my. Oops, there's a hole in the bottom of that bag. I'll go through these. So I'm going to go through my stuff, sort some boxes for the beginning of the season. We're coming to the end of the year. My waders are fine. They're just a year old, so they're not leaking. My boots are fine. I may put some extra screws on the sole of my boots, so I've got some there. The ones I use, wait a second, I'll show you. Well, they should be in here. So, sorry about it. Here we are. Anyway, this is the next thing I'm going to do. It's actually not too bad. Oh, crap. Must be a lot of sand in my boots. It's going to have the flare. I just use these are for Snowbee. I'll use these screws. The screw onto the sole of my boot. You can buy the ones from Sim. This is a Sim boot I'm using. This is the one with the vibrant sole. There's plenty screws still left on it. I don't want to hold it upside down, it will go all over me, but there's still sand in the boots. But anyway, I just clean up the sole. Check the studs are okay. If some are worn out, I'll just take them off and replace them. Because it's very important that it's safe. But anyway, there we are, folks. That's the only other thing I'm going to be mainly doing, and replacing my fly line. I've got my new fly 4-weight. I've got it set up ready to go. As I say, the Cadence one it's a great line. Slightly different in the colour on the back, but it's the same line. It was yellow. Now this one, I think it's grey now. So Aye, grey and sage it says. So anyway folks, I hope, look, I know it's just a different video, but and I've blethered on a wee bit. It's just questions I get asked, and I thought hopefully I've answered one or two, and I hope that, I mean, I'm always out to change, or like, I'd never say, I'm not preaching you must do this, you must do that, because I'm not that type of person. You just work away yourselves and enjoy your fishing like I like to do. And it's good fun having bits and pieces. It makes things easier. And I could probably do a few. But anyway, look folks, I hope you found that useful, and if any questions, just leave it below. I obviously try and answer them all. I do try my best. So anyway, again, thanks for watching. Until the next fly tying, not this one, the fly tying video. Any ideas, just let me know. I'll add them. I've got a list here of flies I'm looking to tie, and we'll just keep going. So thanks again for watching. Until next time.